Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Honorato. This is Wednesday, August 2nd. Chilly start to the day. We'll get to the first warning forecast with our meteorologist, Christina Talamo, in a moment. But we are continuing to follow some breaking news out of Glenville, where that notorious bridge, the Glenridge Road bridge in Glenville, has been hit again. This picture here was sent to us by a viewer last night, to our reporter, Dan Levy, telling us that he could see the bridge from where he lives from his window. He saw it was hit, and that was the result. This bridge, as I said, is notorious for being hit nearly 100 times since it opened, is what we've been told. Caitlin Erlo was live on the scene for us this morning at this bridge hit. We'll bring her into the conversation now on 13 now. And Caitlin, you were able to speak with some law enforcement, I know, on the scene. What did you learn at this bridge hit that, again, happened late Tuesday night in Glenville?
Yeah, good morning, Chris. Good morning, everyone. So when I first got to the scene this morning, I saw the tractor trailer actually being towed away. So this crash we're hearing happened around 11 o'clock last night.
Right.
I got to the scene around just before 5 o'clock. It was probably 4:45 this morning. And the tractor trailer was just being towed away. I could see all the damage to the top of that tractor trailer. You could clearly see where it hit the bottom of that bridge there. I spoke with a police officer who was on the scene. She was there all night long from 11 o'clock when it happened. She told me, actually, she made a joke and said it was just your average bridge strike. You know, she's lived there for a while. She's been a police officer there, of course, so she's seen this happen once or twice. She did tell me that the driver was ticketed. They received multiple citations, including failure to yield right of way to a traffic control device. They were also ticketed for exceeding clearance. So she told me that means they knew that their truck was too big, yet they tried to go underneath it anyway. You can see there that picture, as you mentioned, Chris, sent to us by a viewer last night. Yep. After the crash happened, showing some of the damage there. But we know, as you said, this is a notorious bridge. It gets hit several times a year. It's been hit more than 100 times now. I just spoke to the town supervisor of Glenville. I'm going to speak with him on camera in just a little while. He's out of town, but I'll do a Zoom with him at 9:30 just to talk about kind of, what comes next. What do people need to know about this? We know that they've put in safety measures already. This is something that lawmakers have called for a long time. Yep. Putting safety measures in place so this stops happening. We know that there are already flashing lights put there. We know there's additional signage put by the DOT and DOT turnarounds, but the DOT is still working to install an overheight detection system, which the town supervisor says he hopes will help stop these crashes from happening. Because, again, it happens a lot. I know if you've watched News Channel 13 before, we've covered it several times.
I know the town supervisor has has just become frustrated by this. But you have a member of law enforcement kind of making a joke about it, which at this point we all typically do as well. Like, here we go again. But it just continues to happen almost no matter the measures they put in place.
Right. And so I was going to say that when I was talking to the town supervisor just like 2 minutes ago, I just got off the phone with him. He was saying what's really frustrating is that this is a state road, a state bridge, right? So the town doesn't really have any responsibility. They don't have any authority. So, of course, he says what's really frustrating is that although they can't necessarily do anything, it's costing the town money, because if somebody hits the bridge, then they need their law enforcement out there to investigate this. Then they need their highway department out there flagging people. The road was closed all night long. Even though it was dark and it was in the middle of the night, they still had to have someone down there. So when the road's closed, people know that you can't go that way. So he was saying it's still costing the town a lot of money. And that's part of the frustrating thing, is that they can't do anything. They're happy about the, safety measures that are being implemented. But, the town supervisor kind of says, well, is this working? Because here we are again. And again, he's out of town. He's getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of voicemails about this. So I'm glad he'll take the time to speak with us. But it's just frustrating for everybody.
Obviously,
and Laura, too, she told me that it took several hours for them to clean up the mess. That truck was hauling K-cups and coffee. So I didn't see it myself when I got there. Everything was clean. But she said that it was quite the mess. Coffee, K-cups all over the road. So
we ran a story on the morning show. I want to say it was in Washington, D.C. area, but I'm not positive. of a tractor trailer that got overturned, and it was carrying chocolate, or caught on fire, and it was carrying chocolate. And there was just chocolate all over the road. So we had chocolate one morning, coffee.
Yeah.
Not a bad
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah. Good news, though. No one was hurt. Again, I don't know much about the driver. I am trying to find out more information if the driver was from here, if, obviously accidents happen, but the driver was ticketed, like I said. So the good news, no one was hurt, but there was some bridge damage to the bridge that you saw there in that picture. So just a lot of moving parts in this situation. That's what the town supervisor kind of said to me, that they really are trying to figure something out, but this just keeps happening.
Well, we'll stay on this story today. Caitlin said she's going to talk with the town supervisor over Zoom. We'll bring you that sound starting with News Channel 13 live at noon. Caitlin, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Caitlin was live on the scene of that accident all morning long for us on News Channel 13 today, which starts at 5 a.m. every single weekday. All right, let's get to that first warning forecast now with our meteorologist, Christina Talamo. A very chilly start. I mean, at 5 o'clock, most of us, I think, were in the 40s. We'll bring Christina into the conversation here, who told me yesterday, if you thought it was cool out there today, wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow arrived, and I mean, I didn't even think twice about, do I put on the heat? You're warming up a little bit this morning. Had to.
Yep, I definitely did too, Chris. Even had the light jacket this morning. And as you said, most of us woke up to the 40s, some lower 40s in the Adirondacks. So it was even a little bit chilly this morning with the dry air, the low humidity. Definitely feeling more like a fall morning, not quite like, what is it?
August 2nd.
So pretty
crazy
there. Yeah. We'll go back to summertime, though. We love the fall, but we're not ready for it just yet. So we'll go back to the summertime heat and humidity pretty quickly. I want to start off with the boating forecast this morning because it's going to be a great day to get outside and enjoy the weather. Now, of course, this morning it was a little bit cooler. We were talking about how the water temperature at Lake George was actually way warmer than the air temperature. That was leading to a little bit of fog developing on the lake. But otherwise, we're looking at a mixture of sunshine and clouds this afternoon, light winds, and high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. So really just a nice day to get out onto the water. Already have been seeing a lot of boats out there, some jet skis on that CDPHP first warning weather cam in Lake George, seeing some people going parasailing as well. So already out there enjoying the nice day and no problems as we head throughout the afternoon. 61 degrees now on that Lake George cam. Most of us are now in the upper 50s and lower 60s. 62 Glenmont, 59 Pittsfield, 58 Hoosick Falls, 58 as well Amsterdam, Waynesburg, lower 60s in Lake Pleasant as well, Saratoga Springs, and 52, coldest on the map there in Indian Lake. Temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 80s again as we head throughout the afternoon, especially in those valley locations, Hudson River Valley, Mohawk Valley, likely around 78 this afternoon, a little bit cooler in the higher elevations and the hill town. So today, high temperature right around 78 in Albany, mostly sunny, pleasant, low humidity, very similar to yesterday, but once again, warmer temperatures. Breeze out of the west-northwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, dropping down into the 50s, increase in clouds, quiet, not as cool into the overnight period. And taking a look at the next several days, tomorrow the humidity starts to creep up. And then by Friday, especially late Thursday into Friday, we'll see the next chance for a shower or thunderstorm. There is the possibility we see a few around tomorrow afternoon and evening. The better chance will be into Friday. So relatively wet day on Friday to finish off the work week. Clouds and showers around. The temperatures will be cooler as well, topping out only in the upper 70s. But then by the weekend, upper 70s, lower 80s, Saturday and Sunday, both days looking good with dry weather. And then we'll see a few more clouds around by Monday and Tuesday, tracking our next weather system with those high temperatures sticking around in the lower 80s. So humidity makes a comeback, feels more like summer by tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, okay. Weekend looks really good, though. Want a full weekend with dry weather? Haven't had one of those in a long time. We'll take it for sure. All right, Christina, thank you very much. We have more news to get to here before we sign off of 13 now. This is happening today. The man accused of raping and killing a 3-year-old girl in Rensselaer is scheduled to be arraigned this morning on charges more serious than what he's currently facing. Robert Fisher has been indicted on murder and rape charges after the 3-year-old girl was found unresponsive in a home in Rensselaer earlier this month. And we have an update this morning on the deadly motorcycle crash that took the life of actor Treat Williams. He died in mid-June in Dorset, Vermont. This is 35-year-old Ryan Koss. State police are charging him and accusing him of negligently operating his vehicle, resulting in Williams' death. Koss is also from Dorset. He was behind the wheel of the SUV that hit Williams on his motorcycle. Williams died from blood loss and trauma. The 71-year-old actor was pronounced dead at Albany Medical Center. Koss is scheduled to be arraigned in September. That will do it for us here on 13 Now. We're back on the air with News Channel 13 live at noon. Caitlin Erla will bring you sound from Glenville Town Supervisor reaction to another bridge hit in Glenville that happened on Tuesday night. Thanks for watching 13 Now, everyone. I'm Chris Honorato. Have a great Wednesday.